The 2021 Ford F-150 is here, and it is redesigned, it's partially electrified, it has a lot more tech, but really it's still a lot of the same truck. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm going to give you a look at everything from the new powertrain to some of the interior changes and go through everything that's new, but still some of what is the same, which is actually quite a bit. If you want to skip around from part to part, look in the description below for timestamps, and I'll put a link to all the information that I got my material from so you can look at all of that yourself. Well, let's get started. Now, starting out on the powertrain, there are 6 engine options and they're all paired with the 10-speed transmission. The good news is that all of the gas engines still include port and direct injection, but there is one downfall to the V8 this year. You still get the 3.3 V6, 2.7 liter EcoBoost, 3.5 liter EcoBoost, 3 liter diesel, and the 5 liter V8, the Coyote V8, but now it has cylinder deactivation. However, the big news is with the new 3.5 liter PowerBoost full hybrid V6. It's supposed to be the best in class horsepower and torque. It'll be available with every trim level. It adds instant electric torque to the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and the towing is rated for at least 12,000 pounds. So you're going to get a 47 horsepower electric motor integrated into the transmission, which is calibrated specifically for truck use. You're going to have regenerative brakes just like other hybrids to help recharge the lithium-ion battery, and the battery pack is actually under the truck, and it's not supposed to take away any interior or cargo space. And it allows up to 7.2 kilowatts of onboard power for anything you need to plug in, including a 240 volt plug, which is available. So you'll have in-cabin outlets and up to 4 cargo bed outlets to plug in all sorts of things. It's basically your built-in onboard generator. And even bigger news is the PowerBoost is supposed to get approximately 700 miles on 1 tank of gas, and it's got a 30.6 gallon tank, which equates to almost 23 miles per gallon. So we might be able to expect that to be the combined mile per gallon rating and some pretty serious highway and city MPG numbers. Now onto the truck bed. You'll still get a short 5.5 foot box, 6.5 foot box, and an 8 foot box, and actually the bed dimensions are literally the exact same. General Motors increased their bed volume with their last redesign, but Ford kept theirs exactly the same. But there are some new things, like the tailgate opens up to where it's actually 1 inch lower than the last generation, so that will give you slightly easier loading. And the tailgate has new tie-down cleats to help with tying down long items. There's also clamp pockets built into the tailgate, and the flat tailgate work surface comes here with an integrated ruler, phone holder, tablet holder, cup holder, and even a pencil holder. In addition to the power and onboard generator type of things, Ford also allows you to actually turn on certain parts of the vehicle's lights on the outside. So no matter where you're working or what you're doing on the outside of the vehicle, you can use the headlights, the tail lights, the mirror lights, bed lights, whatever you need in any part of the vehicle to light up where you're working. Now, as we move to the exterior of this 2021 F-150, obviously it looks similar, but there are definitely some differences. You still get the same fully boxed frame, it still has the aluminum body, but all the body panels are new. And it's almost the exact same overall length, but it does have a slightly wider track in the front and a 3/4 inch wider track in the back. So you're going to have a wider stance, it's going to give it a better overall look, and should even give it some better handling. The disappointing thing though is that the approach angle and departure angles, at least on the regular F-150 here, is going to be worse. You're still going to get 9.4 inches of ground clearance, but going off-road, you're going to have a little bit more risk with your approach and departure angles. And in the back of the vehicle, you get a new tailgate design with the nice badge kind of for each trim on the back. The aerodynamics will be improved with grille shutters and even an automatic deploying air dam. Some of you may have been curious if the F-150 was going to actually use an independent suspension in the back, but rest assured it still uses a solid axle in the rear end, so you should still have that capability and durability. But the coolest thing on the exterior, in my opinion, is the headlights. You're still going to have halogen headlights standard, but you can get the quad beam LED headlights available and those signature LED daytime running lights that look really sweet. Plus now the F-150 is going to give you adaptive headlights with an auto leveling function and the dynamic bending capability. So they'll be able to curve when you go around corners, and they'll auto level, so if you're towing heavy loads, your headlights aren't going to be shining up to the sky. And as we move to the interior, again, the space is almost virtually the exact same in terms of headspace, hip space, legroom for your front passengers. The rear space is not available yet, but it looks pretty much the same considering the cab configurations. But now you're going to have these max recline front seats, which can nearly fold flat to sleep on, which could honestly be really practical if you're camping, if you're working, whatever it may be. I'll have to try that out when I get a chance, and that will be on the King Ranch and higher trim levels. Plus the interior work surface that you can get on every trim. It'll actually move the shifter and lay out a flat work surface. I think that's kind of a gimmick. I like the fact that you can have a flat work surface. I don't know why it took this long, but you could have just had a column shifter or a rotary dial shifter instead, so you don't have to move that shifter out of the way. Now standard, even on the base model, you're going to get an 8-inch touchscreen. Gone are the days of all buttons, no touchscreens. And then you'll even get a new landscape style 12-inch center screen on the XLT High Series and higher. It's going to have split screen functionality if you want, so you can have navigation on one part and other features on the other. You'll still get built-in Wi-Fi, and now they even have an upgraded B&O sound system with speakers in your headrests and even the headliner. You still can get the Pro Trailer Backup Assist using the dial that you used on the F-150 before, but now you can also get the trailer reverse guidance that gives you multiple camera angles to help you back up your trailer as best as possible. Plus, Ford is well known for having a lot of available information on their gauge cluster, and now they have a new revised 12-inch gauge cluster that's still going to give you all sorts of helpful information alongside your tachometer and speedometer. And of course, the back seat is still very spacious, just like it was. You even have a lockable fold flat rear storage area that's going the distance of the rear seats, and it can even accommodate long items, or you can use it with a divider to divide some of your gear up. Ford went all in on safety for this 2021 F-150. There's additional driver assist tech, including one new feature called intersection assist to help you avoid collisions, possibly using the brakes if you're turning through an intersection and it spots an oncoming car. And active drive assist is available and optional for hands-free driving, available on more than 100,000 miles of divided highways in the US and Canada. Now, to wrap things up on this 2021 Ford F-150, obviously there's going to be some things that you got to like about it. I like some of the innovative, kind of the new ideas that Ford has, like some of the practical features for truck buyers, like that workstation in the front, like the way that the tailgate can be used, the onboard power that they're going to have, like basically a generator that you don't have to bring. But I don't like how the V8 now has cylinder deactivation. I do like how there is a hybrid option for those of you that want that, but I don't see why they have to add cylinder deactivation to the V8 when you have other options that can be efficient. You see, I wish these trucks would still have kind of a base model, something that is more of an actual bare bones type of truck, but we're just going away from that, and that makes me a little bit bummed out. Regardless, if you get a 2021 F-150, you're going to have a lot of features and a lot of tech, and that's just the way that things are going with all these new vehicles. This new F-150 will be built in 2 places, at the Dearborn, Michigan truck plant, as well as the Kansas City, Missouri truck plant as well. It'll be available in the fall sometime, and I will do everything I can to get my hands on one as soon as possible. I'll try to do a night video, a 5 likes and dislikes video, and of course a full detailed review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you learned something you didn't necessarily see on some other channels about this 2021 F-150. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other reviews. Have a great rest of your day.